Hello everyone, this is your May Treasurers Report. I'm going to start off by saying thank you so much to everyone who happened to be at our meeting this past Friday, the 2nd. I feel like we went through every single line item. I think that those that were there were able to express how important some expenses were and where it is that we need to sort of meet with the school and the principal and figure out where the event priorities lay. And just a few things, I did send out the proposal and I made note in the email that we reduced the total number of budgeted expenses by about $48,000 compared to this year. And so it looks a little bit tighter, and it looks like we're going to remove several items that were zeroed out for next year. That's just a discussion that we need to have in case we want to save some of these items to remind us that we can go back to it at a certain point, or if it's something that we just want to remove as a whole. One of the items that's listed under events, Cultural Enrichment Night, has been flagged because we don't know if that's something that the school and the board and volunteer resources are going to be invested in next year. And that was up for discussion between our president and the principal. Another major change, the fall event budget has been reduced in half by about $1,500 to $1,500. And we have maintained other levels of funding for the open house ice cream social and the school dance. Speaking of the school dance, I did contact the Glow Dance GSC Productions. They have 2 weeks that are available in January. One of them is January 12th, and the other one is the week of January 20th. Monday, the 19th, is actually MLK holiday, so there will be no school. That dance week would only be Tuesday through Friday. And that's still up for discussion amongst the board and the principal to decide which week would be better. I did ask him how long he would be able to hold these dates, and I haven't heard a response yet. And other items on the proposed budget that you may notice and we're sort of expecting was that we don't have any funds available for the room parents anymore. There are no more room parents, so that was removed from the budget. And of course, we raised a few other funding line items, although I think that right now what's happening is that we need to look back into staff appreciation and figure out if we need to raise that amount for next year, because it looks like for this year we may need to reallocate from a different line item to cover the expenses for this year. I haven't received all of the reimbursement forms for this week-long event, and we are already over the amount. Jill has been very generous in only requesting a reimbursement of $500 for a $1,000 expense for when she ordered food on Monday. I think it would be responsible for the board to decide if we want to move funds, reallocate funds from student publications, which was not used at all this year, and reallocate whatever expenses were made up to, I imagine, maybe about $500 for Jill, $500 outstanding, and maybe another $200. I'm not really sure. So maybe about anywhere between $1,200 and $1,400 from another line item. Once that's approved by the board, and then because it's such a large amount by general membership meeting, then we'll be able to reimburse those that have not been reimbursed yet, because we've reached the limit for those expenses for this past year. And now if I can direct you to our monthly treasurer's report, I'm going to add that to a different video so that we can kind of keep things in order. Thank you.